Hey guys, it's Lauren, and today I thought I would do a tag because I see so many of them and I feel like they look like a lot of fun, so I thought I would try one out. So I'm going to be doing the currently reading tag, which I saw the other day on Christine Anderson's channel, and I will link that one down below, and I will also link the original video. I'm really sorry, but I don't remember who it was, but I will link it, I will find it, and I will link it down below. I wasn't actually tagged for this because I don't know anybody on here, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I do what I want. So yeah, here we go. Question 1 is, how many books do you usually read at once? I usually am actively reading only one book because I don't switch very well between like two completely different worlds. Then they tend to blend together for me and it's just not good. So I usually try and focus on one book. If you checked my Goodreads like 2 months ago, it would have said that I was currently reading like 7 or 8 books. But that's because I started a lot of books and then I didn't finish any of them. So I'm working my way through them now. But yeah, one book at a time is usually about all I can do. Question number 2 is, if reading more than one book at a time, how do you decide when to switch from book to book? Usually, like I said, I'm only reading one book at a time, but if I am reading more than one book, or if I was reading a book for school, usually I'll read one book in a sitting, and then if I, leave to go do something else and then come back to read later, I will either pick up the first book again because it was so good, or I'll switch at that point. I don't usually switch in the middle of sittings. Like, I don't get that bored with a book that I have to put it down and pick something else up at that moment. Question number 3 is, do you ever switch bookmarks partway through a book? No. I can't be bothered. Honestly, it doesn't matter that much to me. I really like the bookmarks that I'm using right now, and they like magnet onto the pages so I don't lose them very often. So I don't feel any need to switch bookmarks. That's just like extra effort to me that time that I could be spending reading. Question number 4 is, where do you keep the book that you're currently reading? The answer to that is on me at all times. I have it right here because I just sat down and while I was eating my lunch, I was reading it. And I brought it with me this morning to my job interview because that's really important. Yeah, normally I keep it, I have like a small lower shelf on my nightstand, and I usually keep it there if I'm like after I finish reading for the night. But then when I wake up in the morning and I go somewhere, the book almost always comes with me. Question number 5 is, what time of day do you spend the most time reading? It varies a lot for me right now because I'm not in school and I'm on vacation. Pretty much it depends on the book that I'm reading. Like, if a book's really interesting, I will make time to read it. Otherwise, I usually read, like a bit before I go to bed for maybe like half an hour or whatever. And then yeah, I just find time throughout the day when I can read for a bit, and I read whenever I can. Question number 6 is, how long do you typically read for in one go? This also varies depending on the book. Usually it's maybe like 45 minutes to an hour, maybe a little less if the book's not very interesting. I also have a really big problem with like saying to myself, okay, just one more chapter, and then that chapter ends on a cliffhanger and I'm like, well, I can't stop here, so then I just keep reading and I keep reading and keep reading. Yeah, so that's a bit of a problem that I have. Yeah, typically half an hour, 45 minutes, or up to an hour if, it's a really good book and I have nothing else to do. Question number 7 is, do you read hardcovers with the dust jacket on or off? I read all my hardcovers with the dust jacket on. I can't stand it when it's off. I don't know why. It just annoys the crap out of me. And everyone that I know takes them off, and I'm always like, but you're gonna lose it, or it's gonna get bent or broken or ripped or whatever, and just and I want to see the cover of the book. Like, I know some books have some cool like designs underneath the dust jacket, but for the most part usually it's just blank, and I really like to see the covers of the books that I'm reading. So yeah, I like to keep the dust jackets on all the time. Question number 8 is, which position do you mainly use to read in? Usually I will prop myself up on a couple pillows against my headboard and I'll read like that. And then if that gets uncomfortable, I'll flip over and I'll lay on my stomach. Or the other day I was laying on my floor, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't usually sit up or sit cross-legged because I get really uncomfortable really quickly. So if I like lay out or like lounge, then I can usually stay in that position more or less for like the entire time that I'm reading. So that's what I like. Question number 9 is, do you take the book you're currently reading with you everywhere you go? Usually yes. As I said, the book that I'm reading right now, I've taken it pretty much, it's been with me every step of the way since I started reading it. I'm always worried that I'm gonna have like a little bit of spare time and I'm gonna be sitting there like, wow, I wish I had my book. So I always want to have it around just in case something like that happens. So it's like really stupid. Like I'll take it literally everywhere. Like I said, I took it to my job interview this morning and of course I didn't have time to read it, but I brought it anyway just in case. So yeah. It comes with me everywhere if it's a good book. If it's not so good and I don't really care about it, then I'm okay leaving it at home. But that doesn't happen very often. Question number 10 is, how often do you update the progress in the book you're reading on Goodreads? That happens whenever I feel like I've read a substantial chunk of it, or usually like once a day, because I usually read enough in a day that it's not like 20 pages. It's usually like a substantial part. So I like to update like every night before I go to bed. After I put the book down to go to sleep, I'll update, and then of course I update like when I'm done. So yeah, it varies book to book, but it's usually once a day, pretty much regardless of how many pages I've read. So those are all the questions, and I am not going to tag anybody because I don't know anybody, but if you see this and you want to do it, absolutely. Comment and let me know that you made a video and I will absolutely go watch it. So yeah, that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you next time. Bye!